I left school pretty young and tried to start writing. I started writing then, and started with film scripts because cinema was always my first love. Theatre was always my last. It still is. But the films I was writing were complete crap. So then I tried other things like radio plays and even short stories to be made into short films or something. And I guess they got progressively less crap. And then I tried my least favorite art form, plays. But I guess I'd learned so much writing all that crap out of me that by the age of about 23 or 24, when I started the plays, something kind of clicked. I'd learned enough about character and dialogue and plot that when I threw them all into a stage play, it seemed to work somehow. And it might have been because I had less respect for the medium that somehow it allowed me to kind of break open different ways of storytelling on stage, or have more interesting things happen on stage than the things I was seeing in London, which were pretty tiresome, middle class, trashy, drinking tea and not arguing with each other plays.
Yeah, that's not really your style.
Not a lot of tea.
Not a lot of tea drinking.
I guess you don't realize you are, but I was desperate. I guess desperate to do something. I was unemployed for most of those years too, so desperate to, not die poor, but also not to have a boss. And I thought writing, that's a good way to go.
And your craft, did you feel it coming together, or
yeah,
you look back?
With each new thing, it felt like less crap than the one before. And then you kind of get to a stage after maybe 5 or 6 years. Where you're thinking you'll come up with 1 or 2 things that are actually quite good, and even if it's just like a scene or a passage or like a page of dialogue, if you're very honest with yourself and compare it to the things that you like, if you get to a place where they both have equal measure, you can see that this is as good as that, then you're in a pretty good place. I think you always have those thoughts too, but I think once you put enough time in, on the Tuesday after, when you think it's brilliant, 2 days later you'll hopefully share the same view.
So there is craft. It is a craft. And
yeah, I think so. At the time I didn't realize what was going on, that it was practice. Because if you keep doing it, I think it's going to get good, but you got to stick to it. I sound like a professor too. It's tricky to send it even to friends or even to professors. Maybe you've got to be true to your own sense of what's good and what's bad, because the people you send it to might be way too positive or way too negative. It's your own opinion of it. I think I feel free to express or tell any story in theatre that I can in film, because I always loved film. I wanted to make my plays as cinematic as I possibly could. Like in The Lieutenant Vinish Moore, there was a lot of shootouts on stage and cats. So I've never felt that if you're writing a play, you have to keep it small or keep it uncinematic, for want of a better word. And there's nothing you can't get away with on stage. Even in a period where I was getting quite good at the plays, the film scripts were coming out quite crap. But I stuck with that, and I think In Bruges was maybe the 3rd or 4th of the scripts I wrote, and this was written immediately after that. They both date back about 8 years. I had no footing in the film business, of course, but I got up the money or some people put in the money to make this short film that I made. And then that was sort of successful enough, and at the same time the script of Bruges was ready. So a film company came in with that. So it's all been there hasn't been any kind of major career plan, but it's all worked out okay so far. My early stuff had a lot more and a lot better female characters than this. I guess this is always going to be like a guys with guns kind of film.